Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, and we're back with basic sound design. This is gonna be part number 3. We're gonna be talking about pads and how to make pad sounds. I do apologize if I sound less enthusiastic as I usually do. I just woke up. Long day. So yeah, please bear with me, but we're gonna get through this and I'm gonna do something. So if you haven't checked out part 1 and part 2 where I did a basic overview and also checked out plugs, definitely check them out. I'll make sure I put this in the playlist and you guys will check the little thing right here, little icon, and go back and check out those 2 videos so you can get a little better idea of the overview of sound design and also how to make a plug sound, because that's the thing about it. So just like I did in part number 2, I'm gonna be showing you techniques and some things to do that you can do to make pad sounds, because pads are relatively easy sounds to make in sound design, but a lot of people still don't know how to do it. So I will give you the basic lowdown on, how to start, making a basic pad sound, building up upon it and making your own and being unique with it. So first, let's start off like what kind of shapes to use when using pad sounds. Let's go to silent to get more shapes. I have a bunch of shapes here, but we're gonna go to silent because a bunch of basic shapes. In my opinion, there are really no limitations to pads, just like we did with plugs. The best things that I found out that saw waves, triangle waves, and square waves usually are the best to use, or pulse waves are usually the best to use when doing pads. Now, the main thing about pads is the voices that you're gonna be using. The more voices that you have, the better and bigger the pad sound will be. So that's something you want to really, focus on when you're making pads, is how many voices you have. So one voice doesn't really sound like a pad sound, but once you add in more voices, you get into that, pad-like sound, So that's one key thing to make a pad. A lot of voices, will make a great pad sound. Now, what about the ADSR of pads? Usually pads have a slow attack. They have a little bit of release. I don't usually use decay, but I use that a lot of sustain. So if I want to make a pad sound, I would kind of make a slow attack right here. So make the attack kind of slow. So it kind of, like that. You can do it, how you feel, but I like to have like a slower attack. Put some release in it. So it has like, a tail to go with it. And then, let's see. Yeah, lead it. And I always leave the sustain up. And then you can add some decay if you like. I don't really add decay that much. So then when you start playing chords with it, right there, you have a basic pad sound. And if you didn't really understand that, the same thing with silent is easy, same basic thing. A kind of slow attack, a little bit of release, leave sustain already up, a little bit of release, slow attack, add a lot of voices. So we're gonna add some more polys. So add about 8 voices here. We're gonna do triangle. We're gonna do triangle waves for both of them. We're gonna do triangle, sawtooth. 8 voices. And you have pad sound. I will add a little bit more release to it so it has like a little bit of, like a little bit of travel to go with it. And right then there, you have a basic pad sound. Nice. So what are some extra techniques to really spruce up your pad sound? Well, one thing I like to use is I like to detune my stuff. Detuning it will, really make it sound nice. And you gotta be careful because too much detune will make it sound just nasty. So just a little bit of detune in your pad. So like, really nice thing to do. You can add filters to it. So you can add like just basic filters. So we'll just add like a little low high pass filter. Or low pass filter, I'm sorry. You can really see where it's more pad like that just by adding a simple filter. For effect wise, I like to use phaser with my pads. I don't know why. Pads and phasers really sound good. It gives it some movement to your pads. You know, and movement is always good. You know, we love movement, so. You know, that's that Some Type of Way right there from Rich Homie Quan type sound, right? You know, pad right there. You know, you tweak it a little bit. You know, a little phaser. Reverb is always nice to go with pads, make it bigger sounding. To make it even bigger sounding, you can do chorus. Chorus is a great way to make, you know, really good. You know, I'm not sure about distortion. You know, I don't really use distortion with pads, but you can. Distortion is really good. So other things you can do, you can automate the stuff. I usually automate with LFOs. So say I like to have some movement in it. Let's say we'll make into like if I can do this. I don't know if I can do it the way I want to. Make it kind of see if we can do like at a point. It's gonna be like really weird. Make a really weird curve. So we can do like this. Kind of okay. And then we can animate the panning of it. So we'll animate the pan. So it kind of go like that. We can slow it down some. So now we have some movement between the stereo field. That's real cool. You know, you can do the same thing with silent easier. Go right here, go to LFO, change it to like a sine LFO. We go to pan, A and B. Just make the pan and give it a little bit of rate. Make it. And then make it. You know, that gives it a nice little cool effect when it comes to pads that, you know, like I said, filters, reverb, chorus, delay. What's some other thing? I mean, it's just so like pads are really a easy sound design thing to do. I mean, you can really make crazy pads, and like I said, you can always change up the voices. Like let me go to back to Serum. You know, I can change up the shape, the wave shape to, I don't know, something crazy. I go like a vowel sound. I can even change up the filter type and make it sound like talky, like format. And then we go to LFO, cut off, kind of like this. And then make it a little talky. But really, you know, if we want to make it even bigger, add in another, you know, add it to the filter, pad it in, boom. I mean, you can just have some, bring the level down, bring the detunage down. I mean, it's just so much you can do with it. I mean, pads are just, like I said, pads are really, really easy to make, and you know, they're not hard. Like just like plugs, once you get the basics of pads down, you can pretty much go crazy with it, and there is no right or wrong answer. But you just gotta be careful, you know, because you add too much of something with pads, it'll turn to something just completely bad. So the key things to remember is your unison, how many voices you have, and your ADSR. Remember, slow attack, kind of a little bit of release, like a good bit of release to make it tail off, and then sustain all the way up, and you pretty much got a pad sound down. Like I said, you can use any shape you want to use, like any wave shape you want to use, square, triangle, pulse, square, sawtooth. Doesn't really matter. It just depends on what you want to do. And then, like I said, simple effects to use. Like I said, the main effects I use and that you hear in pads is reverb, some phasers, stuff like that, to really give it a big, open, more, you know, bigger sound, pretty much. So once again, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Just like the plugs, very simple tutorial, very easy. I'll definitely get into some more in the future. I love doing these tutorials. Like I said, I want to make a bunch of these doing individual sounds and different type of sentences. I'm enjoying them. Hope y'all enjoying them. It's teaching you how to, make your own sounds, because there's no point of me, showing you how to make sounds if you don't know how to make your own on top of that. Because, once you understand how to make your own sounds, you can take these fundamental tips and pretty much use them in any type of synth, pretty much like that. So, or any type of subtractive sentences or additive sentences, FM, same thing, just a little bit different. So, with that being said, once again, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Y'all know who it is. It's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different. Please thumb it up if you like it. Thumb it up if you don't. Leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel so you definitely catch everything. And, just stay tuned because there going to be more videos just like this. So, with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I shall see y'all in the next one. Have a good day.